put some left. Okay, hold on.
All right, get on, baby doll.
Yeah, hold on.
Start her up, take the brake off.
What's up? Today is going to be a freaking busy day, man. Today's gonna be busy. Today, the guys are behind me in the dump truck. Then I got guys going out to a property to mow. So we're gonna go out to this property that I've been wanting for a long time, and it's a really big property. It takes 2 days to do it. So they have a current landscaper, same old story. They've been waiting months and months for them to do some sod work. We're jumping on it and kind of hey, we'll jump in, we'll knock this out, see how quick we can respond and get things done. And the lawn maintenance, you know, could use some help anyways. And I'm getting to the point though, man, where it's just, I don't think that anybody, including myself, can really go behind somebody and critique their work. And it's just getting hard to find good guys to work. And it's not the client's problem or anything, but you know, I think that everybody should kind of take it easy on critiquing other people's work, especially on big jobs, man. It's just, you can't find the guys really easy anymore. So, but needless to say, I'm not gonna go off on a tangent about that, but needless to say, that this property, the fronts like look okay, and then the backs are just embarrassing. It's just crazy. The backs just are. I was there like a couple weeks ago measuring out some stuff for the sod. And man, like the crews were sitting there cussing and screaming at each other. And this is like an upscale apartment complex or condo complex. I'm used to say, I'm old, I say apartment complex. But this is an upscale condo association. So these guys are sitting there yelling and cussing at each other and all this stuff. It was just crazy to sit there and watch that. The property manager was watching it. I mean, it was just nuts, man. So we're gonna go, you know, pop in some sod today. It was delivered yesterday. We're gonna take the Atlas so the guys can move all the sod around instead of, it was just really difficult to have the sod guy spot drop all of the pallets all over the place without me being there because it's so random. So we got the good old Gravely Atlas today, and that's just gonna make the job so much easier, man. Them not having a wheelbarrow sod all over this huge 35-acre condo association. So we're gonna drop that off. I'm gonna head out to Fleming Island and mow it out, make sure everything is good, straight, and then I'm gonna head and bid on two big well, you know, there's A, B, and C is kind of what we call it. A's are your really nice big, you know, condo associations, you know, landscaping's tight, it's just beautiful places. And yeah, then the scale does go down. So I'm gonna go bid those two. That landscape job that we did at the other one, I think their contract's out in October. They talked about switching us over in October, so that's awesome. I just think they don't want to go through the whole process of having to fire somebody. So they're just gonna let their contract run up over the next month and then put us there. Then we're going to, like I said, bid today. I've been talking to them. It was a referral, and we're gonna get in there, meet the people, let them know what we can do to make things look better and try to win them over. And it'll be two properties at one time. That'll be crazy, man. So, who you blowing the horn at? They ain't nowhere to go. All right, we're gonna get out of here. Let's go drive. All right, guys. So, I went and dropped off the Atlas. Let me put this over here. Anyways, I dropped off the Atlas. It's just a pain in the butt, man, because I had everything all flagged out. I had everything all flagged out over there. And it just really sucks because somebody took all the flags out. So all the flags are gone. So anyways, I have to talk to you guys about something. I always have my earpiece in, man. So tell me, holla if you hear me. So every time something happens at a property and the lawn guy was just there, The lawn crew was just there. Who is it that usually gets blamed for whatever it is that somebody notices? It's us, man. We get blamed by the city, we get blamed by the state, we get blamed by other contractors. I mean, dude, we get blamed for so much stuff. It's just kind of incredible. So after the 4th of July, there was somebody who said that our blowers broke. The force of our blowers, yes, she said this. The force of our blowers broke their, what was it? Yeah, their fog lights and their headlights. So the force of our blowers broke their fog lights and their headlights on their Range Rover. This was the day after the 4th of July, okay? The day after 4th of July. The guys are blowing. This vehicle is backed up against the condo owner's garage door, facing outward. There's no grass near anything. There's no weed eating, no edging, no anything. They come outside going off on the guys and said that you broke my headlights with your blower. So I had to get on the phone and I had to explain to them that it's just not physically possible at all to damage your headlights with the force of a blower. Like, the blower's not strong enough to crack your industrial headlight lenses. It's just not. I could put the street blower and all 4 backpack blowers and it's still not gonna break your headlights. Person didn't believe me and blah, 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 blah. Went off and went off and went off. I politely just said, honestly, what probably happened and what sucks is you were out for 4th of July last night, and while you were out, your vehicle was damaged by God knows who. You know what I'm saying? But we didn't damage it. I rejected that claim, and we're not paying for that, man. I have paid for so many things that were not our fault over the years just to save face. Hey, that's what comes with owning a business. So there have been plenty of times, I'm sure a lot of us have replaced things that we know we didn't break or whatever. But in order to keep the account happy and to suffice everybody, we pay for it anyway. But you know what, though? And a lot of people know that, and a lot of people will just take advantage of it. You know, ooh, here's an opportunity to get somebody to replace, you know, $2,000 worth of lights on my truck. And that's just not going to happen. So I rejected it. The property management backed me up, and all is good with that. We've had another instance where we were doing tree work, and the tree was leaning against the building. The tree shifted, okay? The tree shifted. We didn't push the tree. We actually had just got done cutting down all these branches off of the building, saving it from hitting air conditioning units, all that, right? So there was a piece, a section, the top section of this tree that was still leaning against the building. It shifted on its own because it weighs tons and tons and tons, and slammed into the air conditioning unit. But because we were there working on that tree, guess who ended up paying for the entire air conditioning unit to be replaced? This guy. But we replaced the entire air conditioning unit. You know what, though? We were working on it, and you know, that is a thing where I'm just like, that's just an incidental thing. It's just a moment of circumstance, you know. So who's to say that what we cut didn't allow it to shift? We should have had that thing roped off onto something so it couldn't come down on anything. You know, I can look around the logic and go, you know, I'm gonna pay for that. So we paid for an air conditioning unit. So, but yesterday, the guys were blowing. You know, we blow off the cars on all these condo associations. We blow them off, and they noticed a piece of paper on the side of a car as they were blowing, and the piece of paper flew up. Resident comes out, going off on them, and the mirror fell out. The glass fell out of the mirror on the ground, and it broke. And she's going off on them how, you know, they broke her mirror and all this stuff. So I talked to her last night because she didn't even call me. She had a body shop called me, and then she called me. She went and took her vehicle up to a body shop to have the entire mirror replaced. I talked to the property management first and all that stuff. That's the first thing. If you're doing commercial properties, first thing you should do is contact the property manager, office manager, whatever. If it's a resident, then that's just a totally different story. Usually you can work it out with them. If they're not going to budge, then at that moment you have to decide, do you want to keep this client or do you not want this client anymore? Because if they're not budging and they want you to pay for it, you're fired if you don't pay for it. Excuse me, guys. So I get on the phone, I talk to her, she's like, they blew it and blah, blah, blah. I'm trying to explain to her the physics. And I'm trying to explain to her the power behind a blower. Yes, it can blow 200 miles an hour, but you can cover that blower with the tip of your, with the palm of your hand. It does not have the force and the power to blow out glass out of mirrors, side mirrors. If that were the case, you wouldn't be able to drive down the road, you know? So she's just not having it. I called the body shop guy, and he said that the housing was cracked. There was like 3 layers of stuff that was broken and cracked on the side mirror. And I'm like, obviously, dude, our blowers didn't do that. And he actually agreed. And he's like, no, this was from impact. And she's telling, you know, meanwhile, she was telling me, well, prior, she was telling me that our guys need training. They don't know what they're doing. They need to learn how to use a blower. And I jokingly said, ma'am, a 10-year-old can use a blower, even though it does require somebody that's thorough, knows what they're doing to use a blower and to do it properly. There's a lot of things that go into making sure something looks professionally done versus just somebody doing it. But needless to say, I explained to her, ma'am, it's not physically possible. I'll bring my wife's brand spanking new SUV up there, my truck, well, we blow hundreds of those cars every single week. I was like, and no mirror or no glass damage and no body damage has ever occurred because the blower itself, just between the wind and that vehicle, we cannot damage your vehicle. We just can't damage it. It's just simple as that. I mean, you can break anything if you work hard enough, but if you walk by and you're just blowing dirt off a vehicle, you're not going to sling the glass out. And the guy said it just looked rotten behind there too when it came out. Obviously it was. Obviously something happened, and she's like, I take it to you know, get a car wash every single week, blah, blah, blah. And I had to say, well, obviously between your last car wash and today, somebody bumped or busted your housing, and we just happened to be there and happened to put a blower on it, and it happened to fall out. So I said, listen, I was like, I honestly don't feel like we should pay for anything. I was like, but I will split the cost. I was like, I don't feel that paying $400 for your mirror is justified when the body shop, you know, agrees that there is significant damage and it couldn't have been done by a blower. And I even said this, it's like, if you take your car, take it to any dealership, take it to any body shop, and you get somebody to put down on paper that they agree that a backpack blower has enough force just on a swipe by to blow your mirror and crack the housing, I will pay for both of your mirrors to be installed brand new and to have it painted. So, you know, the conversation didn't go nowhere. She just definitely didn't agree that, you know, that was possible. So I called the body shop back. I told the guy, listen, we're only going to pay for half of it. So I'm only authorizing you to charge my card, you know, for half of it. So I called her. She totally disagreed and all that stuff. And she just said that we were unprofessional. We were, quote unquote, lousy business owners, and all this other stuff. I didn't really care. I care about making people happy and all that, but I'm not going to care about somebody who's disgruntled and somebody who's crazy. So the body shop guy said that he would call me back, you know, if he ends up doing the work and charges it. I never heard back from him. So I guess she just didn't agree, or she probably did what she did before and rigged it back up with some cheap piece of glass from like Advanced Auto Care. So, and you know, this goes on and on. I mean, we just get blamed for everything. So, I mean, am I doing this to give you advice? Probably not. Okay, all right. So, holy traffic, man. Look at that crap. I'm glad that we're going the other way. So, what is the moral of the story here? Is this a story? So, what to do if you're in a predicament like that? Let's talk about that. So what to do if you're in that situation? If you honestly feel that you did not damage something, you have a choice to make. Okay, it's as simple as that. You have a choice to make. So your choice is this. What I would do first, if it's a resident, because this has happened with residents, edgers have hit windows, we replaced them, things have happened and it's like not realistic. Okay, here's at the bottom, at the end of the day, people are entitled Everybody is entitled. Every human being feels entitlement in some way or another, whether it's minute, because you're more humble, or it's just somebody who's entitled. So what I would say is feel out the customer. Explain to the customer your position and how you physically just do not see or conceive how the damage happened. I've had people say the mowers have hit the side of their houses, and I've pulled the mowers up there and showed that the impact at any position I put that mower does not match. You know what I'm saying? So try to calmly, professionally, and leave all emotion out of it. Explain to a customer how something just physically isn't possible, and that you'd be willing to help out with it even though you physically cannot, you or just even if you just cannot agree with how it happened because the evidence doesn't match up. You have to feel the customer out. Obviously, if you break something and you broke it, dude, pay for it. If I were a customer and it was obvious you did something and you're just like, I ain't paying for that, you're gone. This is to people with work ethic and morals, okay? Not people that just say, forget it, I'll lose a client over paying for something. But fill the customer out. If that customer feels like you can get them to share something, share a cost, or alleviate you from that cost, great. If that customer is being very adamant and you can feel that it's not going to work, they may agree, but their tone is totally different. They're like, I'm firing this. Then I would say you have a moment, a split moment, not a long one, not the next day, not the day after that. Everything is on emotion. Buying a car, a house. I mean, like picking firing a landscaper, deciding to get one. It's all emotion based. Okay, that's something that you should learn in sales or marketing or anything. So you don't have an opportunity to wait till the next day if your answer is against what they desire you to do. So I would say fill the customer out. If they're cool, and it's something this is based on something you didn't do. You feel that you didn't do, and you may have done it, but you don't see how. Fill them out, see if you can split something or what, or just say, I just don't feel like we're responsible. Put the ball in their court, let them answer. If they're like, yeah, no worries, I'm blah, 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 then you're good to go. But if they're just like, if you can feel that they're like, dude, this is BS, you should pay for it. That moment, right then and there, you have 30 seconds. You decide whether or not you want that client. And if you feel that client is a pain in the butt all the time and this and that, and they're not worth your headache, then deny that claim. You know what I'm saying? But if you feel that you didn't do it, but you love that customer and it's not worth letting it go, then suck it up and pay for it. That's just what happens, man. So I'm not going to go on and on about it. It is different with commercial versus residential. Commercial stuff, there's a lot of people everywhere. People know that there's contractors working. So these managers and these office managers hold people, responsible to a certain degree if they know that work is coming and you refuse to move your vehicle and all that stuff. So we've had that with palm trees falling. People refuse to move their vehicle. No choice. The palm frond comes down from 40 feet, scratches or dents something, and we're not liable for it. You know what I mean? Because the management told us to go ahead and proceed. Stuff like that. But I don't want to damage anybody's property. I want everything to be beautiful, and I want everybody to be happy. So that's just not the world that we live in. But I make it the world that we live in as much as possible. You know what I'm saying? So if you guys, have any, situations that are really unique, let me know. Comment down below. Maybe, help other people out that have situations like this, and give some advice. I'm driving and I'm really distracted, so I'm probably not giving, the advice I would probably give if I were sitting in my office and thinking about stuff. But, whatever, man. It's all good. Y'all have a beautiful day. Kill it. Yep, so I got stuck. It is so wet out here. I mowed higher than I even normally do, and it's still, once it caught that pocket, that was it. There was no stopping it. So I'm gonna try to get myself out by myself before I involve stopping the guys. Anyways, as you can see, up here, and boom, it just slid down. So aggravating. Anyways, let's see what we can do. I'm gonna try to put the rope around this tree and back out that way, but we'll see. or I may go that way. I'm not sure yet.
Yeah.
You get on it, don't push any gas until we have to get.
Yeah, get it up, yeah.
Let's try it this way first, I guess.
Hold on.
With the truck right here. Alright, there's little J hooks under here.
Okay.
So I'm gonna pull up. Hopefully this will be easy for you. See those two little J hooks?
Yeah, come on. Come up some more.
Alright, that should work. You hooked up?
Yeah, we strapped up.
Alright, go ahead and
Yeah, go on the
put
back up.
tension on it.
Yeah, I'll put some left. Okay, hold on.
Alright, get on baby doll.
Yeah, hold on.
Start her up, take the brake off. Be careful.
Ready? All right, come on.
You know what though? At least that wasn't that bad.
No.
All right, at least it came right out. At least the boss dropped it today.
Yeah, I know, right? He
Eric-
always got back up, man.
Ari did tell me that it's been dropped in the pond before engine side. I didn't know that until just now.
Well, we
Of
got
course,
back
that was Jay. It's
up. I know,
awesome.
right?